During our Farm Basics time today, we're just going to talk about how a corn plant matures versus how a soybean plant matures. It's very different.
Let's start by talking about corn, because that's one that's a little bit more predictable in the fact that corn matures based on the amount of heat that it accumulates. So as corn plants get warm days, they grow a little quicker. As the temperature cools down, their growth slows down. So the seed corn companies, as they sell corn hybrids to farmers, they will rate their hybrids based on how much heat those hybrids need to accumulate during the season to reach maturity.
In order to measure exactly how much heat a corn plant has had to reach maturity, there is something called growing degree days or growing degree units. What they found in corn is that if the temperature gets over 86 degrees, then the corn plant doesn't really advance any faster than if the temperature is exactly 86 degrees. By the same token, below 50 degrees for a temperature, we're really not finding any growth or any real active growth. So what they use for this growing degree units or growing degree days is 86 caps the high, 50 caps the low, and all you're doing each day is taking the high temperature plus the low temperature, dividing that by 2 and subtracting 50. That's giving you your growing degree days or growing degree units.
So as the season progresses, farmers will track how many growing degree units they have, or if you want it to be automatically tracked for you, you could use a tool like the Ag PhD growing degree unit calculator. You just type in where you're at and what day you planted your corn, and if you just look at the app, it'll tell you how many growing degree units you have accumulated each day throughout the season. Now with soybeans, it's a little different story. It's not the same, well, more heat means you're going to reach maturity. With indeterminate soybeans, for example, in the upper Midwest, those soybeans will look at day length as the determining factor for when they will start the reproductive stages of growth. So soybeans will be growing vegetatively early in the season until the day length begins to shorten. Once the day length begins to shorten, the soybeans will start flowering and begin the reproductive phases.
Now the difference between indeterminate soybeans and determinate soybeans is this. With the indeterminate soybeans, I don't care when they were planted. Whether it was April 1st, May 1st, June 1st, they're going to start flowering shortly after the longest day of the year, which is June 21st. Also, in addition to flowering, they can have vegetative stages continuing to go on at that point. With determinate soybeans, they're going to have all the vegetative stages, then they're going to have all the reproductive stages. So it's two different types of soybeans. The indeterminate soybeans, like we said, June 21st, that triggers flowering. Those are all the soybeans in the northern part of the country. The late maturing beans in the extreme southern U.S., those would be determinants.
So farmers will watch how corn and soybeans mature during the year, corn based on heat, soybeans based on the day length, determining when they go to the reproductive or flowering stages. Well, one other thing farmers will watch really closely for is our wheat of the week in their fields. Can you identify this week's wheat?